Can't really help you, so I'm sorry. And we're gonna start with, I'm just gonna do two at a time. We'll do holy orders. I like holy orders. Who doesn't like holy orders? Alright, there's 20 characters, so technically I should be able to do this in 10 runs. Okay, let's get him standing too. Soul and Kai. Soul and Kai. I'll start with Soul. There was that one person last night who didn't like holy orders. Yeah, I guess 22 including the... I'm not including the Revelator characters, that's my fault. Alright, so let's start with Soul. Soul is... These two characters, I can actually talk about both of these two characters initially and then go about their differences, because at a base level, they're somewhat similar. They're quite pure to what Guilty Gear is. These are classic Guilty Gear characters, of course. So Soul, mid-range neutral, mid-range projectile. This gunflame does not go full screen. Good air normals, good anti-air. He's just all around solid, open-ended offense. And the thing that kind of makes him stand out amongst the cast this game is, and why I think he's good, because I actually think he's quite good. I think he's S- tier. He does a lot of damage, and his offense is really open-ended. So I actually recommend him a lot for beginners, because first off, he's easy. He's pretty straightforward to play. His combos are not too difficult. There's advanced stuff for sure, but nothing that's impossible for new people. And because his moves are just so good, you'll be able to get into the game pretty easily. And then as you improve and as you run into players who know how to fight him really well and can stop you from like playing a simple manner, you can improve at fighting games with him. Like, he requires actually he's a pretty good balance between like neutral, like solid neutral, and also he has stuff that he kind of go nuts. Like he can just throw out moves, just do like random special moves. You can play him many different ways. Every Soul player plays him differently. Some people just play really solid. Some people are a little wild. You can do whatever you want. There's examples of all styles of Soul players being successful. He's super good if you like Rushdown. Again, his offense is open-ended. And kind of just wait and see, but while enforcing himself with Gunflame YRC. And the thing is, the opponent can't just down back all day because he has a 4-frame command grab. I learned this yesterday. I don't remember the rest, but I learned that yesterday. So you can get them scared of blocking too much and then start opening them up with his very open pressure. He has a lot of delay cancels, like catch people with that, for example. Catch people with that. He has a lot of good tools. He has a lot of good tools. I totally recommend him for new players because you will actually learn this game. Like, you can get into the game easily with his strong tools, but then if you really dig into the game, you will learn this game and get good at it and get good at fighting games as a result. Very good. Kai is similar, but he functions a little differently. His damage is not as explosive as Soul's, but his damage is not as explosive as Soul's, but the trade-off is his neutral is... It's kind of hard to say. He's more focused on neutral than Soul. Like, both characters have pretty good knockdown, both characters have open-ended offense, but Kai has the stronger... Like, this Stun Edge YRC... First of all, Stun Edge goes full screen, Gunflame does not. Gunflame has a limit. This definitely threatens space, but Stun Edge controls much more space. So Kai is kind of more fundamentally about winning in neutral. Kai can't convert into knockdown as often as Soul can. So that also reinforces, oh, you have to be able to win in the neutral game, but he has the tools to do it. He also does have strong Oki too. You can do it with this grinder, which is kind of new to this game. When you fire a stun edge through the grinder, it'll give you an update. Oh, whoops! It'll give you an upgraded version of stun edge. So you'll normally see players do something like that, jump in and they'll do something like this, right? Or even better, they'll do something like this. Not quite like that, but then they'll land and do high-low. There are many examples of players playing Kai too, especially one of the best current players of the game right now uses Kai as a Kai player. It's matchable. Even though he's playing Sin right now, there's a lot of footage of him playing Kai, so you can learn a lot just watching him play the neutral game, his offense, and his Oki. Again, Kai, kind of like Soul, he will really teach you how to play the game. Like, he's super easy. People who were here yesterday, they saw me do Kai's challenges, and I was surprised at how easy it was. It was super easy. Like, I could have finished Potemkin's or Johnny's. I like, gave up on Johnny's, for example. Johnny's last two challenges are kind of difficult. But I got through Kai's in, like, 20 minutes. I was actually pretty surprised. I was actually quite surprised how easy Kai's challenges are. So you don't have to worry about, especially for him, maybe even more than Soul, because Soul kind of has these long extended combos where you're like, I know new players have problem with Dust Loop, for example. It's not totally intuitive, but Kai doesn't really have anything like that. His combo's kind of easy, so you can just jump right in, learn a couple combos, and just get used to playing the neutral game, because that's what Kai will teach you. Both of these characters are kind of the same. They just kind of function differently. If you want the damage and kind of want a little bit more rush down pressure and some damage, you'll pick Soul. If you want to kind of control the pace a little more, get some stronger Oki, but you have to play more neutral game, like you have to keep them out more and control space more, then go for Kai. Both characters are good. Again, I think Soul is a little bit better just because he does more damage more often, and that's good in this game. But that doesn't mean Kai is not good, and that doesn't mean you can't win with Kai. Kai is very good also. Alright, that was a lot of talking. I'm not going to try to spend too much time on each character and go super in-depth. I just wanted to give a nice high-level overview of each, and then I'll take questions after. I don't know actually what order to do this in. I guess I'll just do characters that are opposite of each other. They kind of have it set up like that. Yep, that's an easy way to do it. So I'm already going to Johnny. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it. Screw it. When I get to Milia, I'll try not to fucking yap about Milia over and over and over. I'll do my very best. Okay. So Johnny, new character. Let's start with him. He is, I'm not gonna mince words. He's probably the best character, or tied for the best character in this game right now. You'll see he doesn't have a run. He has a step dash. So unlike the characters we've seen so far, he can't run. He jumps pretty high. But the thing that he does, first of all, he has very good normals. His neutral game is quite good just because of how much space he controls. This, I'm actually surprised that's whiffing. This is his 6H. This is his 6H. This thing hits from downtown, right? Same with his 2S. His 2S actually reaches very far, so he can control a lot of space. He can move around the screen also with normals and special moves. Here you'll see something that Johnny players do a lot. Right? So what does he do though? What does he do? He will bully you at these big normals. big normals, pretty good projectile. I believe it's this coin, glitter is gold, which is very advantageous on block. And his goal, he actually has a pretty simple goal. He wants to corner you and then knock you down with... When they knock you down, they'll throw the coin. He has a special stance here that changes depending on the level. You'll see it next time I... Can you move the UI to shove the input display off the coins? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should probably... Yeah, I'll move it to the top. I know, because usually for my purposes, I really like having it in that corner. But I'll put it in the center. Ah, that's annoying. I'll put it in the top. You're just not going to be able to see the character name, but you should know. So you'll see... Do you see that little level 2 that came up? There's 3 levels, and this is a really big core of his game. Like now he has access to offense that he wouldn't normally have because he can move faster. It's actually really scary. So his offense is scary too. And if he hits you, if he hits you, it kind of sucks. He has 3 misfires. It kind of sucks is probably the understatement of the day. But he has 3 misfires. I did the wrong one. He has 3 different ones. One that hits low, one that hits medium, one that hits high. And you'll see players convert into these for the final goal, which is... That's not it. Yes. This missed move that will make... You see May's blocking right now? Can't block Mistfinder. So the the goal for Johnny is bully them with your big normals. Convert something, level up your Mistfinder, and end them somehow with stance into Mistfinder into a combo. That's his goal. It's pretty straightforward. The character is very, very good because there's high damage as well, and just screen control and conversion ability. His ooh, excuse me. His combos are a little hard. He's not totally a beginner character. People who have done his challenges might tell you that, like, oh, it's pretty tough. But if you practice, the reward is really, 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 really huge. Really, 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 really huge. Definitely more of a technical character just because of combo execution. A lot of his combos, I did most of his challenges. A lot of his combos involve these air Mistfinder cancels. You can do the Mistfinder in the air. So if you're not comfortable with this, then you won't be able to play him to an optimal level. But if you just like him or you want an execution challenge, he'll reward you. Shit. He'll reward you a lot. A big change too is he has this new super, which I forget to input. Nope, that's not it. Shit, it had like some weird input. I might just check it. There it is. This so that's a new move where he gets 2 coins back, and you'll see this in matches all the time. It leads into crazy shit, craziness, and really ups this conversion ability. But the combo going into it is a little challenging. Just saying. So again, if you want to challenge, Johnny will reward you because honestly, he's either the best or tied for the best, right? Now May's really different, and I actually like May. I recommend her a lot for beginners because her basic playstyle, kind of like Sol and Kai, is pretty straightforward. Especially because her jumping normals are really good. This jump S is a really, really good normal, to be honest. So is jumping H, and when you're a beginner, other beginners won't have a lot of the fundamentals you need to fight May. You need to be good at anti-airing to fight May. So since people won't be good at anti-airing, she'll kind of help you out a little bit. You can jump around, use your good normals to get in. Not bad. But as you improve with her, you'll have access to more advanced stuff. You'll be able to use these dolphins, this ball zoning. You can use it for rushdown, and she has advanced mix-ups with dolphins because she can ride them now. She has a lot of stuff for advanced players, so the better you get with her, the more she opens up to you. So I actually really like her character design in this game, and I usually suggest her for new players because of that. Because you'll always have something new. Because the difference is, like, Johnny's more for advanced players. Between execution and, like, the strategy and stuff, sorry. It's not so easy for a new player to just jump in and pick up Johnny. Like, there's not, like, easy stuff that Johnny can do right away. Like, sure, he has, like, 6K. You could tell people to just do 5H, just do 6H, just do 2S. But Mei is, like, actually pretty straightforward and easy at the beginning. I see people here saying, like, fuck Mei normals, like, air normals. Yeah, but, like, no. Like, a good player, a super good player, especially depending on their character, they're not gonna freak out about jump S. Like, it'll suck if they get hit, but they know how to deal with it. But then the better the player is, they get all these interesting tools, interesting setups. Like, you can grow with the character. I really, really enjoy that. She has a lot of interesting offensive tools. I don't quite know how to execute the dolphin cancel thing that people do, where you could like ride the dolphin and cancel off it and do unseeable high-low. She has a command grab also. They changed the input. Oh yeah, they changed the input. She has a command grab also. That's very helpful. So she has a lot of ways to open people up. She has good ground normals also. But I actually recommend Mei for beginners. If you want to grow with the character, I think Mei is a really, really good choice. I'm actually a fan of this character. Okay. And it's nice too, because as you grow with Mei, you can play her a lot of different ways. Like, you could zone with her, or you can rely on her ground game. She's an interesting character. Someone said I should do Milia last, so I'm actually going to do Milia last, because I think I'll actually rant about Milia by accident. Slayer. I'll pick Swedish Slayer. I'll try to pick different stages and songs and stuff. Do you like I don't think I have the XX Slayer theme. Nope. Oh, but it's Assassins, because it's Venom, so I'll pick Existence. Yeah, Dundee. Dundee. Okay, Slayer. So far we covered like Souls like S minus, in my opinion. Any tier thing is my opinion, by the way. What? Kai is A+, Mei is A+, Johnny's S. So Slayer is a character I consider A tier. A tier, the characters in this game are so strong that A tier is the quote-unquote low tier of the game. So Slayer is the first character we're looking at that's quote-unquote low tier, and I think he's a very good example because he will show you how strong these characters are despite being quote-unquote low tier. So Slayer is a little bit different from the other characters we've covered so far. He doesn't play super safe, really. I want to describe him the right way. He doesn't play super safe. You kind of rely on, this is like, if you like trying to read the opponent and making them feel uncomfortable and getting rewarded for taking risks, you could definitely play Slayer. He doesn't have a run. He has a step dash that, the back dash is the same length, but he has a short forward dash and a far forward dash. And a special thing that he could do is that he could jump cancel his back dash. So you can make moves, I'll show you. So I'll do that, right? So I could just backdash through it, or I can, oh, too early, invol through it. So this is a technique called the backdash cancel. You cancel his backdash with a jump, and you tiger knee and attack through it. As you see, as you can see here, involing right through it and going through the move and punishing. It's a very, very crucial technique to play him. You need to be able to do that to play him, and I think that's probably the #1 barrier that new players have. Because everything else is mostly pretty simple with him. He's pretty straightforward. You have to read the opponent, which is not easy, but this technique is the thing that would keep you from playing him. You must learn this. You must learn this. Outside of that, his pressure is quite good. His Gatlings, compared to other characters, are more limited, but he has advantage on more stuff. So for example, this 4S, this move is +6 on block. That's crazy. This 2K, +4. I believe 5K is +3. This 6P, and another thing I want to say about Slayer, besides the plus frames, because of the limited Gatlings, is he can also, he gets rewarded for, he encourages you to take reads because he has a lot of moves with unusual properties, like this 6P has all the invo. This 6P, let's use this 4S again. Peace out. For free. This is not even a contest. 6P will win this every time. It is just that good. It's just invo, right? Or we try to this dandy. Slip right by, punish. So he kind of tries to be slippery, invo through the opponent's moves, and just makes them uncomfortable. But the trade-off for that is nothing is super tight. You kind of have to read the opponent, but your reward is damage. And that's what I kind of consider the low tier of the game to be. Like, they all do, everyone who's quote-unquote low tier in this game, all do mad damage and are super strong, but they're just not quite as safe and don't have as many chances to have a guaranteed terrible situation for the opponent. Alright. So Venom. Venom. This character, and kind of like, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of feel like all of the assassin characters, so that's Slayer, Venom, Milia, and Zato, I feel like they're all kind of made for advanced players. Venom is definitely one of the extremes of that. This character, I mean, he just has a pool cue, honestly. He probably doesn't look that special, but his game plan revolves around these, this ball set. So when you set this ball, when you hit it with a pool cue, you launch at the opponent. So that on its own doesn't look very impressive, but that's because I'm not a Venom player. If you look up people who actually play him, so here I am charging the ball, multiple hits. Here I am setting all the balls, and they change depending on how you do it. You can teleport at the last one you set. There's a lot of small intricacies. You can hit them. You can do it in the air. So Venom, I actually can't show a lot about Venom because he's certainly a specialist character. If you watch good Venom players play him, you can see how powerful his zoning would be. Of note with him is definitely, first of all, I think Stinger YRC is cheap. And the balls, once you hit the ball, it's 1 frame startup before a ball is active. So let's say you set, and I don't know, just kind of hit it like this. It's just, it's 1 frame startup. So I can't really show you how good Venom is, because I don't use him, and he's definitely an advanced character. Watching an advanced Venom is actually pretty impressive. He's not easy to play at all. But if you kind of like an open-ended character, you could definitely try him. His knockdown is good in this game. His knockdown is good in this game since this knocks down consistently. So you might have chances to do mix-up, more chances to do mix-up. He has good mix-ups in this game. So if you want to try, if you like zoning and you want to, because his zoning is good, but it's not quite set. It's kind of, there's obviously strategy. You have to build a matchup strategy, but there's a lot to work with this character. It's very open-ended. So if you like that, if you like exploring a character, Venom is very deep, so you can try playing him. Ooh, after these next two, I'm gonna get some water, maybe. Or no, when I'm done, I'll get some water. Whoa, we got a ways to go, but... Bedman... Bedman. Bedman, see, I don't like Bedman's theme, though. I don't even remember what it's called. Oh, yeah, it's called something edgy. Like, do the sheep count the sheep? Okay. Someone played Jacko at my house. Okay, Bedman, I guess this is the first, well, I guess technically Venom is the first kind of, oh, if you don't know how to fight him, if you don't know, oh man, excuse me. If you don't know how to fight him, then it's kind of hard to fight against him. Bedman's a more extreme version of that. He's very quirky. If you kind of just like characters that function outside of the box, he's definitely for you. He has a very, very, very fast walk speed. He has this unique 8-way dash, which you have to double jump and then do. And his special property in this game is if he does a special move, this icon right here will do the special move that you did, but with less commitment. So you see, like, for example, actually I'll do this move instead. This move is a clear example of me committing. Task B, right? Now that icon is there. So if I do the input for the icon version, it replays it for a certain amount of frames from anywhere. I could be up here. I actually can't do it up there. You can't do air task Bs? I guess you can't. Oh no. The more you know. Okay. You could do it, for example, this is one I'm very familiar with. I guess air deja vu would be cheap. There's a lot of freedom with how you use this move. It's a very interesting move. He's a very interesting character. He has dirty setups with this, with these, and pretty strong offense. But again, he's kind of unusual. So most people who play Bedman, they're specialists. It's kind of like Venom. They're specialists. Like, you have to learn Bedman to be effective with him. You're playing him if you like quirkiness. He's kind of different. He has a different mechanic. Really good knockdown, especially in the corner. There are like nightmare situations where you have like this set on them and this set on them. I don't have it set up properly, but like you could have both at the same time. It's kind of really rough. One other thing, you saw he has a step dash too, but this I'll show it with Jacko. He can dash kind of like a guard point. It doesn't start instantly, it's not frame 1, but you could use it to get out of situations that other characters might not be able to. So his backdash. As you see. So yeah, if you're into that, try him out. I can usually see, I could tell who is going to play Bedman, so you already know who you are if you want to play him, to be honest. Jacko, okay. Again, going to be unbiased. This character is, I don't want to call her a summoner, but basically the idea of her is you want to get these houses out and these minions out. You want to get them as strong as possible because you can level them up, and you want to use them to support your neutral game and offense and mix-ups. She's pretty easy to pick up, but there are little intricacies of her just based on like how you set up the houses and when that can like enable setups and stuff. So there's stuff for advanced players as well. Her neutral game is quite good. I didn't mention this about Bedman, but she is pretty polarizing. Both these characters are kind of polarizing. Like, they can crush characters, certain characters, and then they can get destroyed by other characters. So, like, for example, Jacko really struggles against Chip, but she does really well against Faust. Like, Faust really struggles against Jacko, but Chip steamrolls her. He's just too fast. So your challenge is going to be just dealing with these kind of like polarizing matchups, especially like the ones that are bad. So of course, as she has these minions and stuff, she has good neutral tools to support her. She has this slide, which you see many people do. This move's amazing. Really good anti-air, really good anti-jump from downtown with this 6 heavy slash. This 2K is amazing. She got a lot of good buttons already, but they get enhanced just by having the minions. On top of that, you also have this Oregon move, so I need a minion out to do this. So this is kind of like a stance. It doesn't look like it, but you can buff her. This one protects her from projectiles. This one makes them explode. This one buffs them. There's one that buffs them so that they act faster. And there's one that puts the houses away, I believe. Yeah, one puts the houses away. So yeah, if you, again, these two characters, I'm gonna say the same thing about Jacko that I said about Bedman. Like, you already know if you want to play Jacko. Like, it's usually a specific type of player that plays Jacko. So you, to be honest, you already know if you want to play Jacko. If you were interested and you kind of like that hybrid zoning. Oh, excuse me. I'm actually gonna need water after this. If you like that hybrid zoning and zoning support style character, then you can play Jacko. If you want to talk about offensive Jacko, by the way, I think her normal offense is not super special. A lot of it is support from the minions. Stuff on her own is not super special. She does have, I think of note is, I did it wrong, throwing the house. She can throw these houses. It's pretty advantageous. She has a command grab as well, and this overhead that you can use minions to combo out of if you time it right. I'm sure actual Jacko players have the timing for it. But yes, again, you already know if you want to play Jacko and Bedman. They're that type of character. They're kind of like outside the norm. They're not standard characters. Okay, my throat feels better, so we're gonna move on. So we did the whole main column besides Emilia Zato, which is fine. Okay, Elfeld. Oh, I think Flux made a good point. She's specifically made for beginners too. Like, she has really easy inputs, like definitely the easiest inputs of any character. So if your execution is shit, you don't have to default to the grappler. Like, you don't have to play Potemkin. Like, you can play Jacko. Her shit's super easy. That's a really good point. All right, so Valentine's. Actually, it's kind of funny that these two are like technically opposite ends of the spectrum. If you've been watching this game at all, you've seen a ton of Elfeld. This character is, I'm not gonna say I underplayed Johnny. I did call him the best character. This is potentially the other best character. There's not really much to say about her. So if we're talking about Jacko and she was made about she was designed around RTS. This character was designed around like FPS. Like, she has this grenade, shotgun, sniper rifle, right? But the character in actual matches, amazing normals and reach with this far S and 2S. and 5k, amazing combo conversion ability, and she just has a lot of freedom. She can do everything. She can rush down, play neutral, zone you. Like she has it all. To be honest, there's not much to be said about the character. She's super good, top tier character, does literally everything. So while Johnny just does one thing super good, like he bullies you neutral and kills you with like unblockables, Alpha can do everything. That's why she's top tier. Like best conversion ability in the game probably. She can make anything into a full combo, into knockdown, which is not necessarily the case for all characters. Good mix up, unblockable setups, good zoning, good everything. Good everything. So if you just want good everything all around, you could play her. And the best part about her is since her design is so different from other characters, you're not going to learn like what I said about Kai or Soul. Like you'll learn like these fundamental skills of like with punishing and shit. With Elfelt, especially if you're coming from another Arc System Works game, Elfelt is certainly for you. She'll feel super familiar. I don't really have much else to say. Like Elfelt is just super good. She is probably the purest example of what is good in this game, besides Sin, I think, because she just does everything well. Zones well, again. Rush down is really good. Very oppressive situations. Has unblockable setups. Good knockdown. High damage. She has it all. She's even a waifu. Like she fucking has some. She literally has pretty much everything. Right. Ramethal, on the other hand, is so this character used to be top tier. She used to be considered S tier in Xrd 1.0, but they nerfed her. And the community reaction to the nerf was pretty fierce, I would say, but I think it was a little overstated. Mostly because her mechanic is this sword. That's what she does. That's what she does. She has a sword, and it'll go by you, and it'll swing. That's what she does. She can return it. She can call it back. She kind of has a fluid neutral game. But in the original version of the game, you couldn't hit those swords, so they could kind of just do it. She could really kind of just do sword moves from full screen, and the other character just kind of had to hold that. Now you can hit the swords, so a lot of Ramethal's players' complaints came from that. But honestly, now this character takes quite a bit of skill. Ramethal players kind of look ham, but it's kind of hard to play her. She's very open with the way you play her, and in the end, the main goal, what they really want, is this in the corner right here. This is where Ramethal is super scary. Mad damage, crazy mix-ups, super powerful and blockable. I think it's a little hard to perform, to be honest. You can try to ask a Ramethal player on specifics on how actually difficult it is to do. It's been done to me in matches, so I can't assume that it's too difficult to do, but it's definitely possible in matches. Once she gets you here, she's running the show pretty much. This is her goal. Kind of like Elfelt, she also functions outside of the scope of Guilty Gear. She has these target combos, like instead of Gatlings, like Elfelt has Gatlings, like we just learned in the tutorial, right? Like you have K, S, S, H, right? But Ramethal doesn't really have that. She doesn't really have those. Instead, she has these target combos where you kind of like P, P, K, 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 P, and our conversion ability it's not so easy. This character is not so easy, but as you improve with her, you'll be able to convert hits into corner carry. I can't do it. I don't play the character, but it looks like she's just kind of doing this, boom, 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 and then just kind of walks you into the corner with this Tekken-like juggle, and all of a sudden your opponent is in the corner with with these two swords on top of them, and then you're killing them. So if you want a bit of a challenge, she's a little bit unorthodox. again, kind of like Jacko and not Ramathal, sorry, Jacko and Bedman, you would be learning Ramathal. She functions a lot differently from a standard Guilty Gear character. But if you like that kind of hybrid zoning into corner dominance, there's no other word for it for dominance. And also remember, she is an A tier, so quote unquote low tier. When the corner, she's pretty much like you're dead if she corners you. You probably can't get out. Super high damage, super strong mix up. But the caveat is you gotta get them in the corner with the 2 swords on them. That is the one thing you need. So again, if you want to play, if you like Elfelt, if you just want everything you have to be good, pick Elfelt. Elfelt, if I want to compare Elfelt to characters in other game, like this is like your 3S Chun, this is your Melee Fox, like everything she has is good, from top to bottom. Everything she has is good. Go ahead and pick her. If she has, if she has a flaw, it's no reversals without meter. And same with Ramathal. Ramathal also has no reversals without meter. That's a flaw for both of them. Ramathal, if you like that hybrid, unusual, doesn't really fit with the game, character specialist type, then definitely go with her. I know there are people who still play Ramathal. They're good. They're certainly good players to people who stuck with her. Oh, I like the Leo. I like the Leo stage because oh shit, that meme about the Jessica Rabbit girl in the back. Yeah, when are you gonna add this character right there, right in the background, right? When are you gonna add her? That's my main. That's my new main right there. Especially if she's as good as Alpha or Johnny. Oh, good game right there. Who's that? Okay, anyway. So Sin. So I was just talking about what makes a character good in this game, and Alpha is pretty much a really good example of what's just good in this game because she's good at everything. Sin is another example of that. Sin is let's say closer to pure Guilty Gear than Elfelt, but he still shows what definitely shows what is good in Guilty Gear. He has excellent anti-air, super good reach. This move is scrubby as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying not to be biased, but this move is ridiculous. Elkhunt is quite good. He's able to control the screen very well. He does high damage, just like Johnny and Elfelt. Good mix-ups. Just a very solid, stable character that a lot of people have problems with. A lot of characters have problems against him, just because of his range and how he can challenge everything all the time. So a special mechanic you'll see in the bottom left corner of my screen here is this meter with a piece of meat. What is that? That is his food meter. He can cancel special moves into special moves as long as he has that meter available. So for example, I can do Beak Driver into Elkhunt. There, and my meter went down. I can do Elkhunt into Beak Driver, and my meter went down. I could do Elkhunt, Beak Driver, Elkhunt, and my meter went down. I could do... I mean, you kind of get the drift. Like, I can cancel special moves into special moves. A big one is the fact that he can cancel his DP. Which I forget to input. There it is. There's some caveat about that, like it has to be blue. A Sin player can explain that for me. I usually make this move with, just because he can cancel out of it. But this gives him a lot of freedom, and just like Alpha, his conversion ability is amazing. He can convert all hits into full combos that I don't know, because I don't play him. I see this pretty frequently. That's probably wrong though. A Sim player is getting mad somewhere. But he is like a better Kai and Jam combined, because he can cancel special moves into each other for pretty much nothing. All he has to do is eat this food, which I forget what the input is for it. I'm gonna guess a few times until I get annoyed, and then there it is. And he has a super good neutral of Kai, but he can convert hits all the time, and he can do air versus air and convert hits into knockdown, which Kai can't do. All around, super solid character. You will see a lot of him at EVO, I'm pretty sure. I saw a ton of Sim players last year. This character is mad good. Leo, on the other hand, this is another example, A tier character, so quote unquote, not strong, but actually strong. But again, he's the type that does high damage, but just doesn't get as many safe situations as other characters. He is a charge character. Don't let that discourage you. I mean, you're not sitting there zoning with fireballs like this all day. You're not really doing that. That's not the kind of character he is. He does have his massive fireball that really helps him because he doesn't have a run. But I think even more than his charge, his ability to charge, is the stance thing is pretty important for him. A lot of his offense comes from this. It's safe. It's like part safe and part Slayer-esque in that you can make reads on what the opponent's going to do. He has a very excellent counter in his stance, and oh, did they nerf that? Oh man, that was so cheap. They actually nerfed that. They had to nerf that. Oh, well, never mind. I was just doing it too slow. Yeah, he still has it. Yeah, you can YRC it. This is super cheap. I keep missing it because I don't play him, but this is super, super cheap. Super cheap. His pressure is quite good. He has a lot of plus normals. He has this throw invincible move, which is actually very good. I'm a mixed bag on him. He's very easy and he's a scrub killer. Because his combos are pretty easy. He does pretty good damage too, to be honest. He does a lot of damage. Combos are easy, and you can learn him pretty quickly, but in the long run, you're going to run into a lot of problematic matchups, so I would normally recommend him for beginners just because he's easy and does a lot of damage, and has pretty easy, straightforward offense, especially the 6K being thrown well is super good when you're starting the game, because a lot of new players will like to mash reversal throw, and you can just crush that for free. But I mean, and if you like that kind of style and you think he's cool, go for it. But I would try Sol or Kai or Mei before I told somebody to. I would tell somebody to play Leo. But if you like that rush down, these like tricky kind of part read, part like threatening the opponent style mix up slash offense, and his neutral in the stance is actually quite good. He can't block, but he has a super fast super that I did the wrong input, so that doesn't matter. Good anti-air, and things are plus, and you could bully them. Then you should go ahead and play him. A lot of people play him. One of the best players in the country uses him, or at least used him. I know they didn't switch, so you can pick him up if you like him. I'm just saying that would be my personal suggestion. But anyway. Sin, of course I would suggest Sin to a new player. Sin's mad good. I would suggest any top tier. Well, I would suggest Elfo and Sin for top tiers, not Johnny and Zato. I feel like those characters, those two are a little on the harder side. Alright, let's do Chip. I like Chip's new stage. He's so sad because I don't like Sin as a character. I hate characters that are just stupid. Like Sin, the character is stupid, but he's he's mad good. He's like super good, which is unfortunate because I don't like stupid characters. Anyway, Chip. In short, this is a character for advanced players. if you want to, because honestly, I'm saying this character is for advanced players, but when I started playing 2D fighters, I picked a character for advanced players as a beginner. So don't let that stop you. Just know that your start will not be as easy as people who pick like Solar Kai, right? So he, as you can tell, this guy is a ninja. He's fast as fuck. He has the fastest run in the game. He has super fast normals. Really good offense once he gets in. Very mobile. Look how high. He jumps so high. Jeez. Just so high. He can teleport. He's a real ninja. He can teleport in place. He can teleport behind you. He can disappear. He can summon an after image of himself. Look at that. He can disappear and grab you. He can grab you on the wall, which I don't really know how to do. I'm not going to figure it out, but he can wall cling. He has a lot of tools. He has this. Look at all these moves he has. He's so mobile. So good. Really good anti-air. This move is quite good. But he fucking bleeds. he has the lowest defense in the game outright. Lowest defense in the game. So if you decide to start with him, you honestly you're gonna feel it at the beginning. He takes hits. He hurts. It sucks. It hurts. He bleeds. This hurts. That's the fundamental number one thing you need to know about Chip. He takes a lot of damage, but he's super fast. His neutral's super good. He has a technique that I don't quite know how to do that gives him really ambiguous mix-ups. It's this J2K FD cancel that I've missed every time. Yeah, that's it. Where he can change his air momentum and do these really sick left-rights. Like, honestly, Chip has good offense, good mix-up, especially in the corner. When you knock someone down in the corner, he's quite scary. You would have to watch Chip matches, because I can't do it. On top of that, like even though his mix-up is already good and his offense is already super good, and his neutral is quite good, he can go invincible and he can become invisible. What is actually the input for Find Me? I'm gonna check the command list. There it is. So there are times, but okay, I could see him part of the time. Yeah, you can see him part of the time, but how about this? Right? You can time things. You can time things so that you do him when he's totally invisible. Like, that's an overhead, by the way. I'm doing an overhead. Actually, let me do it better. There we go. Yeah, that's an overhead. Yeah. But okay, I could see him like half the time. Yeah. That's an overhead. Just letting you know. That being and to be honest, on defense, he does have a meterless DP. So that kind of helps him out. But again, I think the number one thing you gotta keep in mind is he fucking bleeds. And this character Chip is very good in this game. That's totally undeniable. But you will definitely, when you're starting, the hardest part about playing him when you're starting is not just the movement, but just how much damage you're gonna take. Once you get good enough with him and grow with him and become really skilled with him though, he will definitely reward you. And on top of that, not that many people know how to fight Chip very well. He's a little rare just because he's kind of difficult. But so that will be a nice little secret buff for you. Like, oh, they don't know how to fight your character, so you just go nuts on them. Now Potemkin, this is the grappler. The grappler of the game. So again, I already showed like his trademark move. Oh man, sneeze this time, not a cough. So I already showed the trademark move that he has, Potemkin Buster, which he pretty much revolves around. So this character, very good backdash, can't run, can jump, double jump. It's got a double jump, kind of nice for him. He can't run, it's kind of slow, kind of big. But once he knocks you down, he's very scary. Between like ambiguous offense between poke and throw, and then calling out certain options that an opponent can have, you can really get in the opponent's head. So to be honest, probably if you like grapplers, you are already going to pick Potemkin, and you don't need me to tell you about Potemkin and all his cool, super cool things. Now I did mention earlier that Jacko, thanks to Flux, reminding me that Jacko had really easy execution, so you don't have to lock yourself to someone like Potemkin if you want to play someone who's easy. Potemkin, you could play a very basic Potemkin and it's fine. Like, at a basic level, his execution is good and easy. But then, as you grow, you can try to attempt more difficult things and get high damage. He actually does have quite difficult combos. The number one that anyone who plays this game seriously will tell you about are these 6K into, which I probably don't have right now. Right? Is the 6K into hammer fall break, which I don't. Do you have to hold the button? I forget. Oh yeah, that's how you do it. So you do 6K into that over and over. If you watch FAB Potemkin, Shine Potemkin, .Nova Potemkin, they all do it. It's a pretty difficult combo to do. You can learn the basic of it, the basic idea in the combo mission mode. You can learn the basics of how to do it because there are challenges with it. So again, at a basic level, his combos are pretty easy, but once you go into the more advanced stuff, especially this, which I'm sure any Potemkin player who plays him seriously will say is necessary, because it really just raises his damage, and he needs to kill people because it's hard for him to get in, admittedly. So I'm sure I didn't look at the stream chat at the end of the Jacko part, but I'm sure there are people like, oh, what about the 6K loop? That's hard. Well, there you go. I talked about the 6K loop. But again, if you played grapplers, you probably didn't need me to tell you like, oh, Potemkin's a grappler. You do poke throw in tricky ways. He has tricky offense and can call out jumps, especially the advanced technique that I'll explain some other time that allows you to block attacks but then jump throws. He can call it out with this. So if you got the read, if you're a grappler player, if you do everything that grapplers like to do, you already know you want to play Potemkin. Oh, Ino's cool. Ino has a sick theme. What's her stage? Oh, stage is boring though. Yeah, like looking at some of these characters, I'm like, oh, some of the characters in this game, you like, you don't need me to tell you, oh, you should play this character. Like, you already know. Oh, you know what? I should pick the boss Ino theme. That's right. I'm pretty sure I have it, right? I'm pretty sure I have it. Yeah. I thought I had it. No, I like Ino's normal. We're not gonna talk about themes. Oh shit. Want to talk about a tangent? Talk about themes? No. Y'all, you almost got me. You almost got me talking about themes. Not gonna talk about themes right now. Okay. So Ino, I guess it's like the first pure super oh, I'm about mix-ups character that we've actually. I guess some Chip players be like, oh, Chip is a mix-up character, but I don't really think of him as a mix-up character. Like, I know he's got good mix-ups, good set play, whatever, but I don't really think of him as that type of character, like in the way I think of Ino. So Ino, I kind of like to say that she's a hard, scrubby character. Why? Okay. She's a little similar to Slayer, that she has moves with a lot of invo. So for example, this is her 6P. This will go through a lot of the same things that Slayer 6P will go through, but you can hit her in the foot. But then if you think, right, I gotta see this right. Yeah, so this will beat a lot of moves. This will low profile a lot of moves. This note, that's the not fucking note. What is note? There you go. This move, basically the farther it travels, the more hits it is. So when you're point blank, it's nothing special. They go, oh, this sucks. But of course, they're not going to do it point blank. They're going to do it from full screen and fly in and shoot a combo off it. And on top of that, you can YRC it, which is definitely useful. And you can also control it, so if they jump over it, no. But if they try to run under it, also no. And you control it, make it go up and down. You have a little control over it. She has special movement. She has this Morgan style dash from Vampire Savior, including she has the up dash, right? I thought she had the up dash. Let me check the command list real quick. I was pretty sure she had... Oh, yep, yeah, she did. You just do it a different way. There it is. Yeah, she has the up dash, just like Morgan did. Right. And this is like the fundamental way you do her mix-up. So, I'm not going to show the super cool stuff, but essentially, you hop and do an overhead. You can do empty low. You can do one overhead to low. And you might think, man, this is not that good. But she can delay this jump D, and this is what makes it really tricky, is she can do this normal quite late. And this goes into huge damage. The thing is, Ino hurts. She has a lot of damage, and her mix-up is good. So she will try to mix you up with stuff and just run it over and over and over until you die. That's like the last goal for her. And the thing is, like, she has all these good normals that all kind of not and moves that either like lead to her getting in. So for example, if I do this note and fly in, then I get to do that. Or if I hit, let's say, not that, but isn't this? Yeah. If I hit Chemical Love, it knocks down, right? Everything she does knocks down too. So it makes her pretty threatening. Like, she can get on top of you and just kill you really quickly. The trade-off is her neutral, even though everything kind of knocks down, her movement is limited. So she has to kind of play slow and patiently just kind of make her way in. A lot of characters can keep her out really well. Once you do get in, though, it's party time. There's nothing else really to say. So if you kind of like, I mean, if you play Darkstalkers and play Morrigan, you're probably going to play her. If you like mix-up characters, you could definitely play her, and she has some advanced techniques. I'll try doing it a couple of times. She can cancel her jump D with Faultless Defense, and her mix-ups get even nuttier. You can look at Minus Dono's YouTube if you want to see examples of those. So yes, this is probably the first real set play / pure mix-up character. And again, I think she's a hard, scrubby character. Because, like, honestly, her neutral is kind of hard. Like, she has easy stuff that knocks down all the time. But, like, we have Axel here, right? Axel could just... Nope. Just kind of... Like... That kind of sucks. Like, she has to just deal with these annoying moves in neutral. So, again, you could pick her up and get good... Kind of, not good, but like you can learn her kind of quickly. She's good. I think she's okay for new players, especially because everything knocks down and her offense is good. But the neutral will be quite difficult. But again, she's a good and slept on character. Actually, I remember when I made my tier list, a lot of people are asking me why I rated Ino so high. People don't think of this character very highly, but I think of her very highly. She's very good in this game. Now Axel, shit, dude. Axel honestly is another one of those characters like you already know if you're fucking playing him. To be honest, he, as you can see, he has these chains, and he's gonna try to keep you out. The chains, it's not quite. I don't want to call it zoning. It's not projectile zoning. It's kind of like buttons zoning, like zoning them with normals. Not that easy to do. He doesn't get consistent knockdown either, so it's like you kind of have to really keep them out. He's got stuff to do it though. He's got this nice Reset Wire C to help him. And one special thing he has is not that. This is kind of new to the game. This is a Sparrowhawk stance. Also, Scrub Killer. As you see, it goes full screen. Pretty fucking good. But it does have weaknesses. I just kind of want to address it real quick. Let's do like low mid. That should be good. Whoa. Let's see that one more time real quick. Whoa. Whoa. Rough. Let's let that sink in a little bit. Just let that sink in a little bit. A little bit. Ugh. Ugh. But anyway, he's he is still a. I mean, I showed like one bad thing about one move, but he's pretty good, underplayed, and he's kind of like Bedman, like Jacko, kind of polarizing. Like there's some matchups he does really well against. Like for example, Axel does really well against Jacko. Originally considered her worst matchup. I think Chip is considered her worst matchup now. And I mean, fuck, he beats Ino pretty badly too. But then characters like Milia fuck him up. Chip rolls him over. Elfelt destroys Axel. So again, if you do like that, because to be honest, that defensive poking style is not easy to do. It'll make you quite good at neutral, and you can't totally react to everything. You kind of have to anticipate where the opponent is going to go. So that's actually quite an advanced fighting game skill. So at a basic level, Axel is pretty easy to pick up. I remember like my first month or so playing Guilty Gear and Xrd Side 1.0. I was struggling against Axel a lot, and there were a decent amount of Axel players honestly running around trolling people because no one knew how to really handle him. So you can kind of get into the game kind of easily. His execution, I don't think is too hard. Axel players can probably correct me. TK bomber loops are probably his difficult thing. Again, Axel players probably has to correct me. But as you get more advanced in the game, you'll have to work on like your anticipation of where the opponent's going to go, being able to wait, make judgments quickly, because his matchups, you'll run into his hard matchups for sure. Like people play Elfelt, people play Sin, people play Milia. Maybe people don't, not so many people play Milia, but people definitely play Elfelt and Sin, and he has problems against them. But I would like to see more Axel players. So he, I know he's a super amazing or specialist version, but again, polarizing matchups. Plus, you probably already know whether or not you want to play Axel. Another one of those. Ino, I don't feel like is that type of character. Like, I feel like I could tell a Marvel player or something, like they don't know who to play. I could be like, oh, maybe you should try Ino. She has like crazy mix-ups and stuff. But if someone is like, I don't know, like if someone played Sim or something, I would tell them to play Axel. Like no hesitation. I wouldn't tell like a Dawson player to play Soul or something, right? You want to be careful right now because like this shit is under the console. There you go. Wait. Wait. Okay. I wonder why Jam's on the opposite side of Faust. Does that mean anything? Swedish Jam? Oh shit, I kept fucking Midnight Carnival because I was just distracted by my sister. Oops. Do I I don't think I do, right? Nope. I don't have that many GGXX themes. Oh, cool. What's GGXX ATP? I shouldn't actually ask that question now. What the fuck? There's some random ass songs in this. Anyway, let's just pick the Faust theme. I actually like it. Faust theme versus Jam. So random, but I had to refresh my Twitch chat on my phone, so I'm doing that by searching the Guilty Gear game, the Guilty Gear game on Twitch. So I'm just gonna post a screenshot. I think it's a funny screenshot. If you go to my Twitter, you'll just see the screenshot. I won't really say anything else. Just look at this fucking screenshot on my Twitter feed in about like 2 seconds. No caption, no nothing. Just look at this real quick, and then I'll talk about Faust. There you go. Please enjoy that. That picture brings me joy. All right, let me finish refreshing this chat so I can keep going. That picture really brings me joy. That really brings me joy. I actually, that puts a massive smile on my face. That really puts a smile on my face. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so let's talk about Faust. Again, if you don't know what my Twitter is, it's twitter.com/LoreKnightBB. Please look at that picture I just posted. That shit is making me, like, I'm actually crying right now. Anyway. So, Faust. Yes, this is Faust. So Faust, where do I begin with him? Faust. So originally when Xrd Sign came out, he was considered top tier, and this character is good. This character is good. What he does, he's a neutral character, but he's also an item throw character. For those of you who are new to Guilty Gear, I'm saying that wrong. For those of you who are, be careful. Are you good? Okay. Sorry, Sister Knight. Sister Knight banged the door. So for those of you who are familiar with Arxis games, you should know about item throw. You should be totally familiar with item throw. That's Faust. For those of you who are not familiar with Arxis games or Guilty Gear, the item throw character throws items. Faust throws random items. He has a set of, I don't know the exact amount of items, but he has items that heal him. He's got this mini Faust that walks around. He's got this black hole that, oh, excuse me, that draws you into it. He's got a hammer that does a lot of stun. He has items that do different things. Some are good for him, some are kind of neutral. So his standard neutral game is pretty good, but they're flaws, like they're dead zones, just like any super good zoning character. He has dead zones, recovery, etc. on some of his moves. But with these items, especially when you get a good one, that one's okay. I need to get something like meteors. Mini Faust's actually pretty good. And when you combine these moves with these items, it actually really changes the pace of the game. In the past couple of years, especially I think 2013, 2014, people are really talking up item throw characters, because when these characters are good, they're very, very ridiculous. Now, there can only be one item out. The general rule is there's only one item out at the same time. But some items break this rule. So, for example, this chocolate, I can't throw another item until I pick it up. But if I get, so not hammer, so meteor is another one. I can't throw an item. But once that poison's on the ground, I can throw an item. Oil's on the ground, can't throw an item. It's different for each item, and it's kind of important to know because it's random and you're playing around them. The strong thing about item throw is you kind of change the state of the game, as players say. So, like, when meteors is out, you have to worry about meteors, and Faust is still able to move and stuff. When Mini Faust is on, or when Black Hole is on, you're going to be drawn to it, and Faust is going to take advantage of it, etc., etc. So you kind of combine strong neutral tools, because they're definitely strong, even with the dead zones, with the potential, because it's random, to really change the state of the game. Bomb is kind of a neutral item. It affects both characters. I won't go through the items here. I could just say pretty much there are three types. There are ones that are neutral, ones that don't do shit, so that's like helium, and ones that are advantageous for Faust, so like Mini Faust, meteors, etc. As far as execution, he's pretty basic. He has like one hard thing, just tell me do it, and it's not actually that hard, which is this drill cancel. This move is amazing, by the way, and you can cancel it, so you get that. I played him a little bit, and you've seen Faust players do this all day. Like good Faust players, they use this quite a bit. He has he has a pseudo command grab. Like his offense is actually quite good, especially in the corner. The flaw being if you pull an item in the middle of pressure, it's not fast. But as a new player, you don't have to worry about that much. And what I mean by you don't have to worry about it that much is that people won't plan for it. As you grow with Faust, you'll kind of see he is, let's say, Axel-esque in the ability that you need to kind of be able to anticipate the opponent's movement, not just react. So, for example, he has this, what's the input for pull? Is it this? That's a fucking super. That's pogo. I'm giving myself like, okay, commandless. Oh, it was half circle 4K, really? Yes. So this move, again, there's a dead zone, certain characters can run under it, it has a decent amount of recovery, right? But if they do something like throw a projectile or something, so for example, let's say Jam does this for whatever reason in neutral, right? No, you don't get to do that. Right? You don't get to do that. And you can do whatever follow-ups. So, again, you can start by just abusing his good neutral. And when you're starting, characters like Faust, characters with big normals are hard for new players to fight against. And his combos are quite easy, and he does a lot of damage. But at high level, you will have to worry about anticipating the opponent's movement some, because they're dead zones in his moves, and they're going to try to move in those dead zones. It's pretty interesting, actually. He's easy to pick up, hard to master type. Kind of interesting character. Now, Jam, to be honest, the sort of trollish thing I say about Jam is I don't actually know what she does, because her thing is supposed to be she can cancel special moves into special moves when she charges. You can see the icon right there. But apparently that's different in this game. Like, she could do it regardless. I'm not a super jam expert. She could do it without the charges, and now the charges just make the moves better. So my joke is, oh, she's just Chinese, that's what she does. But that's not the actual truth. Again, I want to say that when I say I don't actually know what Jam does, that is a troll. That is 100% a troll. Jam is what she actually does. She's kind of like a short range. She's kind of if you played BlazBlue, she's kind of like the Noelle-esque character in that the way you play her is you kind of have to do not risky moves, but you kind of throw out these unique special moves that have like different properties at the opponent, and they kind of have to deal with it, and you can mix it up. The prime example being this slide. You can do a puffball right there, or you can do a stronger one, or you can do a low, or you can run through them, or you could do this air dash. I see this quite often. People try to air dash and do this fire kick, or they'll be in the air and they'll fall and do a fire kick. Like, they try to be a little wild, and they'll mix being solid and somewhat playing footsies with just trying to confuse you with these special moves, right? So she specifically, she can charge up. So these charge ups change the properties of her moves. If you hold it, you can max it out. So I maxed out the DP card there. This is the normal one. So I'm unsure. You'd have to find out in like the jam boards, or ask a jam player whether it does more stuff than I'm pretty sure it changes move properties and adds damage. I actually don't know too much about this character yet, because for me she's new. For Guilty Gear veterans, she's been around for a while, but for me she's new. I never played the old Guilty Gear games seriously. But to be honest, she is actually quite fast, pretty mobile, and she could change her mobility a lot. And I think that's probably the number one thing about Jam, is how much she can change her mobility and how fast she is. And she kind of just wants to just kind of make things with barely and just go in. Apparently this character is popular because a lot of people ask me why do people say Jam is not good. But you could play her. You could definitely pick her up if you want to pick her up. You can play anyone in this game and have a good experience. I like to say, like, if you're thinking about tournaments, then your character selection might be a little bit more narrow. But as far as just casual play, you can play anyone, have a good time, in my opinion. Hey, we're pretty much almost done, right? We have Raven and Tuner, the new characters, and Milia, who I saved for last on purpose because I felt like I was going to rant, which I think was a good decision. There should be a Tuner thief here. Oh, it's called the Tuner, okay. Oh my god, I fucking hate Raven's character design, no lie. No lie. But hey, we're no bias, boys. I looked at the fucking picture. I looked at the picture of Maximilian again. There's no hate on Maximilian. Just the icon is so fucking funny. Okay, so out of the new characters for Revelator, I know more about Tuner than Raven, to be honest. So I will start with Tuner. So this character, honestly, she's pretty simple. But her game plan is, well, now I'm not gonna say. Basically, what's unique about her, I can talk about what's unique about her. She can control things. So, like this fireball, she has a lot of. You see, I'm moving it back and forth. So, of course, I don't play her, so I don't know how people control it without moving. Also, it's probably just with moves. You can move the projectile back and forth. You can move this axe kick. It's a pretty good move. Every which way. You can just go straight down. You can pull back. She can control how she moves. And to be honest, this can be pretty problematic depending on what character she's fighting. That's kind of how I feel right now. She hits super hard. I don't know the combo per se, but oops. It involves that. Oops, I'm gonna mess up every time. My inputs suck with her, so bear with me. You loop that move over and over. She has good knockdown because you can control this and pull it back. So you can set up the fireball, do a high-low mix-up, and have the fireball come back and link out of it. Now, a unique thing about her, besides her ability to move things, move her moves around, is she also is all links. She has no ground gatlings, none at all. I think the only thing she outright gatlings into is to 5 dusts. Outside of that, all of her gatling, all of her moves are links. All of her moves are links. And she has air gatlings, of course, but all of her ground moves are links. So, for example, this. See, I'm trying. You can see my D button flashing, right? I'm missing the link. So it's a little similar. If you played a little bit of AC Slayer, then you might feel right at home with everything being links. So again, like Slayer, a lot of her stuff is plus. And she kind of just controls space with her unique kind of ability to move things around. Her other super good ground move of note is, I believe it's 24K. This move's mad good. You can't control how far it goes with left and right, but you can charge it. This move's pretty obnoxious. So in the end, like, as far as Tuner is, I feel like she's going to have somewhat polarizing matches, in that, like, there's some matches that she's going to crush people. She's gonna crush people because of how much she can control the screen just by kind of moving things around. And especially like with this, if you don't have a run, I feel like you might have problems with her. But if you can move around, then she can move around too. She can kill you with 2 combos, but she has to work. Now Raven, so I'm not a super expert on him. I know there are many people trying to figure him out because he's quite unusual. And to be honest, I don't know that much about him. All I could really tell you is about his mechanic, which is this fucking thing. No bias, Steve. Okay, so he can take hits with that. See, kind of how he just kind of takes the hit, and this gauge, this little box in the bottom right, will fill up, and once it fills up, there'll be a special effect on the character. I've seen people relate to him. They compare him to Jeddah from Vampire Savior, partly because of this fly-in that he has, which has the he kind of has a Meta Knight, like he has a hitbox on the glide itself, and he can do attacks out of it, and he can set up an orb and do mix-ups with it. Apparently his mix-up, because it's like Jeddah-esque, he has kind of good mix-up. He has high, low, and I believe he has command grab also. If you are interested in Raven, I highly suggest you check Raven Discord or Dust Loop, because this is easily the character I know the least about in this game. He's brand new. I've only fought him like for 2 matches. I have no idea what to do against him, or I have no idea what he does. So, apologies for that. Please check the Raven on Dust Loop. Join the Raven Discord, and they will gladly fill you in on all the details about him. You'll definitely hear me talking about this character in the coming weeks because I honestly have to learn how to fight him. Again, I know Tuner way more than Raven just because I played like about 100 games against her already. So I know what she does, kind of how to deal with it, and her general game plan. But I don't really know for Raven, so apologies for that. Okay, two more. Nah, we're not gonna use the old school mini color. We'll use the new black and yellow. Yellow and black? I know like he has these projectiles that are full screen, he can glide. Like I know he's got stuff. I don't know shit about him, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta hunt him down in the coming weeks. Alright, so kinda nice. Last two assassins. That biscuit's killing me. Alright, so I'll do Zato first. Melee should definitely be last. Zato, so going back to what I said before. I feel like all the assassin characters are kind of made for advanced players or more technical players, and these two characters certainly exemplify that. These are, especially Zato. Zato's one of the hardest characters to use in the game. And if you know Guilty Gear, he's pretty well known. His ability, his unique trait is he can summon a shadow that you control both of them at the same time, and the shadow attacks when you release a button. Only when you release a button. So I could do something like that, or I could do something like that, and then let go. Two different things, right? So let's do it again. We'll put him out. Let's put him out. I could do this, or I could do right. Now you know when you summon him, there's also a meter that's draining. So that's how much time you have to use it. But if it gets hit once, it will go away for a short amount of time. This red bar will fill up. And once it fills up again, you have access to him. So playing Zato, of course, will require management of the shadow, being able to control both of them at the same time, getting used to negative edging, which, I mean, I've been playing fighting game 2D Fighter since 2007, and I've never played a negative edge character. I can't play negative edge characters. I've never played one. Right? So you need to learn how to do it. And then on top of controlling both of the characters and learning how to negative edge, you need to learn how to manage the meter too, because you don't want this meter to run out. When this meter runs out, as it's about to right now, it has to fill up all the way again, right? And honestly, Zato is good by himself, but he's not great by himself. He's best with the two, when it's two of him, because they could protect each other. You're controlling both of them at the same time. He's got a lot of unique abilities too. He's the only character with this flight thing. He doesn't have a double jump, he just kind of flies and glides. Special movement. He can go, he can make the shadow go underground, which is new to this game, but he could also make himself go underground with guessing inputs. Okay, guessing inputs. Okay, got it. He got that to go from the air to the ground, and he can do it on the ground with I forget the input. Okay, he's guessing inputs. This never goes well. There we go. Break the law. You can do it too. He's very hard to use, but at the highest level, he's quite hard to play against. As you're controlling both characters at the same time, you can guess. The offense gets kind of ridiculous. I can't show you, of course, because I don't play him, but you can guess. You can tell with moves like that. This move is plus 15. That move is plus 15 on block. You can kind of tell. you have the ability to unsummon your shadow, so you can put it away kind of before it dies, or you could do combos that are so long that you get a lot of meter back and you kind of just knock them down. You knock them down. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Oh, we're having the power issue again. You kind of knock them down, set up a meaty drill, and then keep your offense going. We're having this problem against shit. The skill ceiling for the character is very, very, very high. You hear this quite often. He's kind of rare. Even though he's super good, he's kind of rare. For those who follow the game, last year's EVO champion plays this character, plays Zato. Does he have weaknesses? Yes. His defense is weak. He has no reversal. His reversal super is shit. To be quite honest, his dead angle is not very good. And he takes, I believe he takes more damage than average. And yeah, I'm pretty sure. He has a kind of passive defense and that his hurt box is not so good. But that kind of doesn't matter that much, I think. His offense is super good and his neutral control is super good. And at the highest level, he's really, really ridiculous to fight against. His character's mad good, always good. Almost always good character, just difficult. I'm not totally going to go with the caveat that like, oh, if you like puppet characters, you're obviously going to play Zato, right? But you might. And plus, like, there are people, I've known people who have never played a puppet character that went to Zato, so you can do that as well. Very good. Now, let's talk about Milia, last character, my main, the character I spent pretty much all my time playing is Milia. So what type of character is Milia? First of all, you probably won't play her. Let's start with that. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, she she is similar to Chip, that she's fast. She's the second fastest character running on the ground. But she actually is more mobile than Chip in the air. She has 2 air dashes. Chip only has 1. Chip has 3 jumps. Chip has 3 jumps, but 1 air dash. And once you jump twice, you can't air dash. For a minute, can jump twice and air dash. She's very mobile. Very, 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 very mobile. Again, she is another character that, like, you know, I feel like she is dedicated. She's dedicated to knockdown. Like, your goal is to knock them down and kill them, essentially. Your goal is to put them in the corner, knock them down, and kill them. A bunch of her special moves help her do this. She has this disc. You see this move all the time. She has this orb thing. This is called Secret Garden. You can move it around in different ways and do mix-ups with it. And she also has this install super that makes flowers after fucking everything she does. But on top of that, or on top of her ability to mix you up, she also has, again, because these fast characters have good neutral game, and Milia has a very, very good mid-range game, along with the fact that she's fast. So, she will teach you certain fighting game skills just based on necessity, because she not only does her good pokes don't have that much return, but you can maneuver around people very easily. Now, the one move that everyone fucking talks about, everyone talks about this move, I can't talk about this character without talking about this move, is Silent Force, colloquially known as the pin. This move is, this move existing in a fighting game is kind of ridiculous. It's a really good move. So it's a resource. You throw it once, you run over and pick it up. Then you get to use it again. If you throw it and you try to do it again, you won't get it. You have to go over and pick up the pin. Okay. Now, the amount of ways you can use this move, this move is so versatile. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. It beats anti-airs, it beats moves that just whip on the ground. A lot of people will tell you when you're starting, the basic advice you'll hear is, oh, use it to approach. So they'll tell you to kind of just throw it and air dash after it. Very good basic advice, but if you watch better, like strong melee players, and as you improve, you'll see there's a lot more uses for it. Between neutral, like I said, beats anti-airs, use it to approach, punish ground whiffs, deal some projectiles, just alter your movement. You can use it in combos to extend combos. You can use it for knockdown to get special combos. To get special knockdowns. There's a lot of uses for this move. So I can't downplay it. It's impossible to downplay. It's a very important tool and one of the things that makes Melia, and using it properly will be the difference between you being like a beginner and an intermediate or advanced Melia player. She bleeds also. There's no Potemkin here for me to do Potemkin Buster, but she takes a lot of damage, so I don't necessarily recommend her for new. I don't recommend either of these characters for new players, to be honest. But if you part like a challenge, part want to improve yourself as a fighting game player, and part, to be honest, want to win, because both of these characters, Zato's S tier, Melia in my opinion is S- tier. Then pick either of these characters. Both of them are super strong, and both of them are also underplayed, just because of their difficulty alone. And with that, I think that's it. We went for all the characters. All right. That 6 still